grab a beer and pull up a deck chair. This is True Crime Island, another true crime podcast. I'm Cambo and this is Kate. Say hi, Kate.
Hello.
Say boom whakalanga. Hey. All right, so today we have an Ask Me Anything, which I put on the Facebook page. So let's get stuck straight into it. We're at sunny Jomtien Beach in Thailand and having a nice beach hunt.
A nice Coca-Cola.
Okie dokie. Right, first question from Christy Booth. Thank you, Christy. What attracted you to true crime and to start a podcast on it? Well, the first thing, I guess, when I started travelling, I started watching cable TV, and on there they've got all these documentaries. The ones that really interested me were the true crime documentaries, because what fascinates me about true crime is what people can do to each other, and also those random type killings, those serial killings. They're quite interesting. And to start a podcast on it, well, I don't know, it was going to be more like a hobby, just a few episodes just to do it and put it out there. But people started listening and giving me feedback, and one thing after another ended up going from every second week to a podcast every week, which, as I say, I try to get the full episodes out every second week and stick in the middle of it some news items and all that other sort of stuff. Thank you, Christy. Now, next one from Tig Davidson. If you could meet one serial killer, who would it be and what would you say to them? Well, there's plenty of serial killers out there. One from, which show? It was the one on Netflix, but it was Ed Kemper. Now, I think he's fascinating. He's still alive, so I'd probably sit down with him and have a bit of a chat. He seems incredibly intelligent, so he'd be the one I would want to sit down and have a chat with. Lisa Pittard. Hey Cambo, have you decided what your last EP will be for the year? No, I haven't. Maybe we'll put on some sort of special, I don't know, being at the end of the year, but there's no breaks planned. There will be a Bloody Murder, Cambo, True Crime Island special coming up, I'm sure, pretty soon. So watch out for that. Let's see, where are we up to? Angela. Hi Angela, how are you? Which case that you've covered actually made your blood boil? Now, as you know, I get the Cambo rage, so a lot of cases make my blood boil. We've got some of them, like Sophia Shoe in Western Australia. Now that was just senseless. It was just a moment of gratification for the perp. It's just really just makes you angry, some of the things that some people can do. But I've got ants. So thanks, Angela. Erica. Erica's one of our mods on the Facebook page. Hi, Erica. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? I think everybody knows that's a yes. Anybody who can't have pineapple on their pizza, they're, I don't know, serial killer type material. Also, do you have a spot where you can bury the body I've got on my hands? She's joking because she's already got a spot. Well, when you fly out of Sydney, you see how huge Australia is. There's plenty of places. There's places everywhere. I'm amazed people find bodies, actually, because we're just in the middle of nowhere. And you don't go far out of Sydney and it's just trees. You go a bit further, it's just sand. So there's plenty of places. I'm not telling you my place. Jason, another one of our mods on the website, on Facebook. Jason Abercrombie. He's asking me 4X, which is 4X beer over beer Chang. Now, Jason, that's camel piss. 4X. It's disgusting, mate. I don't know how you drink it. I think it's because you used to be a Queenslander, but that's no reason to drink 4X, mate. You might as well drink Foster's. Get into a bit of beer Chang. I will now. Senga. Now, Senga's an admin of the Facebook page. And she says, well, obviously podcasting full-time would be your dream job. But other than that, what would be your dream job? Now, I think I would love to be a full-time motor racing driver. I would love to do that. I sort of never had the opportunity to do it, but I reckon that would be other job that I would love to do. Thank you, Sanga. Tara, hi Tara. We had a bit of a chat today about the production of this video. Thank you very much for your input. She asked, why is my foot itchy? Well, it wasn't because I left any tinea down there last time I was in Melbourne. I don't know, go see a doctor. Steve, g'day Steve, Steve Maidman, he's on quite a few of the Facebook pages there. He loves his true crime. Hi Cambo, which crime podcast is your favourite apart from True Crime Island, and why? And does your cat eat pineapple pizza? My cat is very fussy. Cat will steal a slice of my pizza, and it's usually got pineapple. Yes, so that's true. Now my favourite, look, I subscribe to so many other podcasts, it's not funny. I try to listen to as many as I can. I usually fall asleep doing it, but I'm not going to single out any podcast because I'd just be here for I love them all for all their different intricacies. I will say one, Bloody Murder, because I've been down to see Barney and Tara twice now and planning to go very soon. They are fantastic people. They've let me into their homes. And we've had a few beers. We also with Fallon, g'day Brod. We all hung out together down there a couple of times now, and we're going to have another meet-up in November, it looks like, prior to you guys. So I'm going to say Bloody Murder. Jennifer Edmondson, Switer. Since starting True Crime Island, has it made you feel more confident, you're more prepared if some shithead tries to start trouble, or are you more convinced people are just playing crazy and we're all screwed? Look, I don't know. I think... Ants on the camera. Look, I don't know if it's made me more prepared. It's opened my mind to what people will actually do to you for money or whatever, jealousy. So, yeah, I guess I'm a little bit more prepared in that way. But I think, yeah, we're probably all screwed. Now, Talid Bak O'Callagh. I will never get your name right, but sorry about that. Ice House, Great Southern Land, or Men at Work, the land down under. I'm living in the land down under. I like my Vegemite sandwich. So that's the answer to that one. Brian Whitson, have you ever wanted to kick somebody off your island? Now, Senga is my strong arm. She's the one who sorts everybody out. I haven't thrown anyone off the island. We don't do that. We bury them deep. We bury them once. So, Stacey, oi, thank you very much. If you could invent a crime tool to catch a criminal, what would it be? Now, I don't know. I reckon most people leave enough of a footprint behind them electronically now that most criminals, I'm amazed they get away with anything. But I don't know, crime tool, I probably want a crime tool to get away with crime rather than to prevent crime. I don't know. Brian Whitson again, have you covered a story that you wish you hadn't because now it haunts you? If so, what is it? Look, a lot of them do haunt me. I try to just report it. I do get upset, as you know, but look, a few of them do. The kid ones and all this, and just the senseless acts that go on out there. Covering so many now, you do get a little bit desensitized to it. Not that it's I don't rage or I don't get upset about it, but yeah, look, there's plenty of them out there. I mentioned one already today, the Sophia Shoe one. We had that one at the casino the other day as well. These are just awful, awful things. The more you think about it, the more it does play on your mind. Thank you, Brian. Oh, Byron. Sorry, Byron. Jennifer Shepherd. Who's going to win the AFL Grand Final? Now, I was originally going to record this yesterday as the game had just started, and I was going to go for Collingwood, but it looks like they choked right at the last minute. So, I don't know, West Coast Eagles, was it? So, Boomfuckalunga, hang on. Dion, would you ever consider doing an investigatory special episode? Hi, Dion. Look, to do that, it would take more than one episode. It'd take a lot of funds and a lot of time. I would love to, but I'd keep that for a series, so you never know what's happening in the future. Thank you. Angela, again, will there be a follow-up to the Boomfuckalunga Boogie? Yes, there is one coming from my great mate Michael Gerlach, so as soon as he's got it ready, I'm sure he'll let us know. Sophie Nicoline Bergman, can we switch country for a while? It's been raining and cold here for 3 weeks. Winter is coming, seriously. Norwegian winter in the west coast is wet and cold, just started. Send me some sun, please. Look, I've been in Sydney, it's been fucked. It's been cold, it's been shitty. I've just got to Thailand. Luckily I've been able to spend more than a couple of weeks this trip, and it is fantastic, so I'll send you some sunshine. Next, it keeps going on. Sanger again. Your coverage of the Matt Leveson and Grenfell cases clearly gave you the rage. So, 2 questions. Which case out of all these cases you covered have really stuck with you, given you the ultimate rage? And is there a case you would just not cover, and why? Legal, the research would be too tough. The person responsible isn't worth the steam from your piss, let alone the podcast episode. Look, I'm not going to say there's a case I won't cover. There's some that are being covered a lot, which I probably wouldn't cover unless I just wanted. It's one of my favourites or so. I wouldn't say favourite, but it's just one of those things. But yeah, look, the Matt Leveson one was a little bit special. It was one of my early ones. Mark got in touch with me through Twitter and said I'd done a good job. When I was in Thailand one time, actually, I got the message come through and I thought that was great, that was amazing. And I did get to meet Mark and Faye at Matt's funeral, and they were an absolute wonderful couple. They've been through such a lot. So, yeah, that was a special case for me. The Matt Leveson one. So we followed it as he went from being missing to not missing. So thank you, Sanger. Marie Hinky, how do you research your podcast? They are always spot on. Thanks, Cambo. Well, thank you. Look, there's plenty of stuff online. I've got newspaper subscriptions. Thank you everyone who's donated. That's helped pay for all that. There's a good place to start is Wiki, just to get an overview of a case. You can see sort of if it's going to have enough to cover. But then you've got to start getting into all the deep, dark reaches of the internet. Sometimes I've got 60 tabs open trying to research stuff. Sometimes it might take hours just to find the correct birth date of someone or something like that, or you're always trying to check up on certain details against multiple sources. But there's plenty of stuff out there. The Qantas one, that was a lot of old newspapers from the newspaper subscription, and a few other sources out there. So yeah, it's the internet. I do buy books as well, so if there's a book on the subject, or like the Milpara Massacre and the Anu Singh case, I bought books there. You can read those. Sorry, I need a beer. My voice is going. So there's plenty of places out there to research. I'm pretty much sure I'm like everybody else. Now, Aaron Carton. Shower beers or roadies, mate. There's nothing wrong with a shower beer, and there's nothing wrong with a roadie. I think you've got to combine them for the ultimate in anything. Carol Laverty. Hi, Carol. She's my favourite flat earth hating listener. She's got a great podcast. Did listening to another podcast inspire you to start your own? If so, which one? Because she's as nosy as fuck. Well, everyone knows Serial. Now, Serial took the world by storm, and I think that brought a huge audience into the medium of podcasting. Now, after that, there was Case File, of course. I started listening to Case File. He did a really good job, and look, he was doing it from his bedroom, which I think a lot of us do. And like I said, originally I just thought I'd do about 6 episodes, upload that, and that'd be the end of it. But it wasn't so much other podcasts got me into doing it. I sort of always wanted to do something like this, but seeing the huge audience that Serial brought in, and Aussie podcasts like Case File, they prove that you can get out there and reach an international audience, and they can all listen to me rage. Next, Sarah Smithson Compton. What can I do to get my husband to stop saying boom fuckalunga? He says it in a cute German accent, but still, I almost regret playing the podcast for him. Look, there's nothing wrong with saying boom fuckalunga. You should be saying it at work every day. So, I don't know. I think there's nothing you can do. You should encourage him. Jimmy Davis. In your opinion, who was worse, Fred and Rose West, or Ian Brady and Myra Hindley, and why? Well, I had a bit of a read about those yesterday, just a bit of a refresher. Look, they're much of a muchness, they are different, but they are killer couples, and while not common, it's weird when you see a killer couple like that, people that are really getting into it together, they're just as horrific. So look, I'm going to say it's a draw on those two. I wish I wasn't so wishy-washy on that, but look, I couldn't really say either was worse than the other. Danielle Gruhl. Is there a case story that you will not cover, and if so, why? I think I've been over that before. Look, I don't want to do too many children ones because they do upset people, but they do need to be told. So, look, there's probably a few like that it won't get covered just because I can't do children ones every week, although there is a lot of cases out there on the subject. Ed Karuna. Hey Cambo, as a keen motor racing fan, are there any cases of murder that you know about that I would cover in the area? Yeah, look, there's the Superbike Murders, which I thought was absolutely intriguing. I read about that years and years ago, and I think it was a few years ago they actually found the guy who did it. So I think I will cover that one. That is quite interesting, the Superbike Murders, where these people just got shot in this motorbike shop, and no one knew who it was for years and years, and the way he got caught was incredible. So I'll bring that one to you. Peter Hanlon. If you could interview any of the folk you've done a story on or plan to, who would you choose? Let's see. I reckon I'm going to do Ivan Milat one day. He'd be very interesting, I think, to talk to. Yeah, he's probably one of the most interesting ones because I think there's a few things we need to talk about. Things that aren't known yet I'd like to ask him about. So probably Milat. Joey Gorman. What are your biggest problems with the Aussie justice system? Maybe even share your opinions about justice systems in other neighbouring countries and how they differ. Your thoughts on the death penalty. Are you against the death penalty in all cases? I've heard your episode about the death penalty in Australia and curious if there are cases which you would support the death penalty. Look, I'll get to your first bit first. The Aussie justice system, look, time and time again, we're looking at cases where people are repeat offenders. They escalate and people end up dead, raped, dead, whatever. Sometimes I think they get it wrong. It must be a very difficult thing to do, how to sentence somebody. Everybody seems to have a mental illness nowadays, and that has to be mitigated against their sentence. So, look, I don't know. I think we've got to have a good look at ourselves and maybe a big reform of the justice system to try and keep society safe from these repeat offenders anyway. The death penalty, look, there's some people, and I've just done an episode where the emu got run over, or the emus got run. Those sort of people, you don't want them in society. What do? Lock them up forever? Right? There's some clear-cut death penalty cases where I'm sure people just want to kill these people, and I get the rage. I want to do that. But I guess we haven't got the death penalty in Australia anymore. There's reasons behind that. So I guess, as long as we can lock people up for life and throw away the key, that's as close as we're going to get. Jennifer, if two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? I don't know. I did say, you're trying to trip me up. Susan Absent McNutt, another moderator on the Facebook page. Susan asks, was there a case that started your interest on being a podcaster? How long have you had an interest in crime? What was the first case you read that started your rage? How do you balance research, writing, recording and editing with your day job? Okay. There was no real case other than, I guess, Serial showed that anyone can do a podcast. They've got a huge amount of production behind them, but knowing that you can record something, upload it to the web, it is quite easy. That sort of kicked me off, thinking there's a big audience out there that do want to listen. How long have I had an interest in crime? Probably 20, 30 years of travelling, and like I said, watching cable TV and shows like Crime Investigation, which went around 20 odd years ago, but those sort of shows on cable TV in hotel rooms. What was the first case you read that started your rage? I don't know, I have no idea. It's sort of years and years ago I'd be raging at the TV, whereas you see these documentaries and they don't get angry. That's why I get angry and I have a rage, because I'm sure you're raging along with me. How do you balance research, writing, recording and editing with your day job? Look, it is very difficult. If it gets busy at work, there's no time to do it at work. But I do, and that's why I do a full episode every 2 weeks, because that sort of research is a lot harder than pulling a few news items off websites. So, it is a delicate balance, and I have to sometimes just say this is going to be a day late or whatever, because I just can't make the deadline because I'm actually socialising on the weekend. I try to get most of the script done by about Thursday, Friday, so it just needs tidying up on Saturday, and I usually record on Sunday nights. Then I upload, and then of course you've got all the social media that goes with it too. But that's all enjoyable, it's great fun. Nina. Hi Nina. One of my first listeners, Nina from Already Gone podcast. If Americans wanted to check out Cold Chisel, which song or album would you recommend they start with? Well, I reckon you can't go wrong with East album. Then after that, you can get the double live album, which is Swing Shift. And one of my favourite songs of East is Ita. So now you know why I uploaded that to Facebook the other day. Jackie DiGiovanni Fairburn. Billy Slater, should he have got off? Sorry, couldn't help myself. No, he should have been. No, that's easy answer. No, he's about to start the grand final as I'm recording. I'm recording on a Sunday here. You won't see this till after the grand final, but no, I hope they smash him. Jackie Dimata. I'm not super familiar with Australia in the sense of government and healthcare. Can you give a 2-minute version of that? I'll give you a little bit shorter than 2 minutes. That, yeah, we've got Medicare, which is free healthcare. You don't have to worry about having health insurance if you don't want to. You can have kids for free. That's probably why so many people are having them. But our government, basically, it doesn't matter who gets in. They're all in it for themselves. So I think we need a bit of an upheaval there. We usually change prime ministers every 18 months. So I hear you can't do that in America, and people are whinging about the latest president. Okay, where are we up to? Jackie also asked, do you have dollar stores there? Of course we do. Additionally, but unrelated, what is your favourite type of cultural food? I don't know. I reckon I like a good Penang curry, Thai Penang curry. That is absolutely amazing. I have a couple of them a week. So that's probably Thai curries. I love that. Dollar stores, yes, we do. And in Melbourne, down the Abbotsford, I hear there's a boller store. So get your bollers, your Barney dollars. Okay, Kate Bowers Wallinga. Hi Kate, how are you? What story about yourself did you never think you'd end up telling on a podcast? Well, I haven't told anything about myself much at all. And yeah, if I did, it would be based on a true story. And Kate's got Ignorance Was Bliss podcast, so get out and have a listen to that. Lauren Burke, what unsolved case would you like to see resolved? I would love to see the Madeleine McCann case resolved once and for all. Now, there's two sides of this. There's the people, and there's documentaries that will make you think they've had nothing to do with it. But there's the other side, which says they had a lot to do with it. And there's documentaries that will sway you that way as well, especially when you analyse all the news and press conferences they've done, the language they use and stuff. That may swing you across to the side if they know what's going on. Also, they've spent a lot of money. I think it's £20 million or something. That seems ridiculous on one person. So I would love to see that one resolved once and for all. Sharon Janscan, where do you live when not in Thailand? What is your most reliable source of information for the episodes? Do you use Trove? Yeah, Trove pops up sometimes in my internet searches. Yeah, of course. I do use newspapers.com as well. That's pretty good. You go back, and once you read some of these news items as a story's developing, it is amazing, especially if you know what the result is. Plus the ads, reading the ads from ancient newspapers is absolutely fascinating. Let's see, I've lost you here. Now, I'm in Sydney when I'm not in Thailand. So I'm in Thailand when I'm not in Sydney, basically. So yeah, they're the two places. Lorraine Ledwell, if you could have one day when you could commit any act of revenge and not get caught or suffer any consequences, what would it be and what would you act your revenge on? Sick child killers or the 6-year-old who stole your lollies? Primary school. I don't know, I've got a big list. I don't know if anyone's at the top of that list or not. I'm getting ants on me. But, look, Atkins, I don't know. That's not revenge for me, but it would be revenge for other people. So, that's probably one of the ones I'd like to seek some revenge on. Boxers or briefs? Well, there's a third answer, and that's going commando. But I'm boxers. Thank you, Michael. Susan again. How do you deal with bullies online and in real life? Well, in real life, I haven't really had any, but I believe it is don't get mad, get even, take them out. Online bullies, do not give them any oxygen at all. Don't give them any platform. It's probably the best way to deal with it. I know other people don't deal with it that way, but it is one of the best ways. Totally ignore. If you get a 1-star review, don't screenshot it and put it up, because that actually gives them power, it gives them jollies, it makes them want to do it to other people. So best thing to do is absolutely ignore it. Don't even block them if you can avoid that, because they'll just open another account and do the same thing. They'll love that you're blocking it. Don't give them any platform. That's online bullying. That's the only way to deal with it. Of course, I know there's people out there actively getting up these bullies, so that's their way of dealing with it as well. How do you feel about dogs? Knowing you love cats. Look, I don't mind a dog, but where I live, I can only have a cat. I love Bubby. Hi, Bubby. I'll be back soon. But yeah, I love cats. They just take care of themselves. Don't get dirty. Don't have to wash them. You know, they do their own thing. I love them. What is your favourite cologne? And this is from Susan as well. It is Zegna by Emilio someone, but Zegna. That is my favourite. The cat loves it. The cat will lick my face forever if I'm wearing it in the house. Susan also asks, do you have any favourite shit posts? Well, Erica's posts are fantastic. I love them all. So, hi Erica. Mike Souter. If you could interview any serial killer, dead or alive, who would it be? I think we said that before. Ed Kemper. I think he'd be fascinating to have a chat with, because he's quite intelligent. Jeremy. Hi Jeremy. A 3-year-old girl and her mother, both equally scared of the dark, walk in on a recording of True Crime Island and ask you, describe True Crime Island please, Cambo. I just say, grab a beer, pull up a deck chair, this is True Crime Island, boom fuckalunga, don't forget to delete your browser history. Thank you Jeremy Maspero. We had Jeremy on the show a while back, and he will be back to do more soon, so that'd be great. Losing my position again. Joy, Amelia. Why do my kids still hassle me when I'm on the toilet? Look, my cat does this, and it seems that everyone needs you when you get on there. It is your private space, and they get a little bit of power out of knowing that you're going to react to them. So, look, just don't react. Then they'll go away. Ignore them. Bullies. Toilet bullies. Where is this photo taken? It is beautiful. That was taken right where we're doing this show right now, at Jomtien Dongtan Beach in the afternoon, just looking out over to one of the islands out there. Thank you. Thank you, James Fiorelli. Josh Gould. Not sure if it's been asked yet, but have you ever raced either car or bike? No, I haven't. I did a bit of go-kart racing. Not much. I would love to. So if you're going to sponsor my supercar, that would be lovely. Thanks, Josh. Dakota Stargill. Do you have plans on coming to the States anytime soon? Look, I've always got plans. I would love to. I'd like to get there next year. There's a few things going on. There's always things going on. I'd like to meet all my friends over there. So yeah, I will say yes, I do have plans. It's more money and time with work as well, because you know, I do have bills. We're up to Kate Alexander. What do you know now that you wish you'd known when you'd started podcasting? Look, there's lots of things creep up on you as you go along. It's hard to say. I think there's things I want to know, how to expand it, how to get more people in, that sort of promotion side, networking, all that sort of stuff. I think it's gone quite well so far, but I really think that's where it can be. That it's the things I don't know yet, which is the things I wish I knew. Joey Felix, what music are you into, Cam? Okay, I was thinking about this. Now, I'm going to say, because I saw them live in a pub, Nirvana. They are fantastic. I am into lots of different music, but Nirvana, yeah, after seeing them live, and apparently there's a recording of that concert at the Coogee Bay Hotel. I think it was in 91, 92, 93 or something, when they were touring Australia anyway, before they got their number one. They went number one while they were touring. So to see them in a pub, that was fantastic. Really, really good. Art B, why does it hurt when I pee? Art, go to a doctor. I don't know. Sue Harrison, would you like to come over and live in England? Sue, I am a dual citizen and I can come over whenever I want, but yeah, look, no, I don't want to go and live there. I think your lovely place, lovely people is just so grey, awful. The food's really bad. I don't know, sorry, I don't want to put shit on England, but look, it's a great place to visit, everybody. Thank you, Sue. Brooke, I've heard the Aussie saying lately, something about how they weren't there to fuck spiders. Please tell me what the fuck this means and how the fuck it became a saying. Brooke, look, this is sort of like, is the Pope Catholic? It's saying something really, really obvious. So, we're going out to drink beer tonight, you're going to say, well, we're not here to fuck spiders. It's just one of those obvious things. So, that's what it is, Brooke, yes, and sometimes not here to get a haircut. Steve, Cambo, have you ever by mistake got the names mixed up and kicked the wrong person out of the group with a rant or rage? I've never kicked anyone out of the group. Ask Senga, you're going to have to ask Senga about that, I don't know. She kicks people out. She does ask me if I should or not, but yeah, she's the king of kicking, the banhammer. Kate Alexander, having seen some of the spiders they have over there, I can't imagine there being any situation in which one would be somewhere to fuck spiders. Well, they're pretty big, so you could have a go. Gion, will you interview the guy who tried to have sex with an electric fence? Now, I think this was the electric fence guy. He was the funniest guy out of everybody. That was one of my favourite episodes, and I have listened to it a couple of times. But I would love to interview the electric fence guy. Okay, well that's about it. Now, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll have more and more videos coming soon. Now, Kate, what do we say when we go? We say, don't... What do? We delete your browser history. You delete your browser history?
Yes.
That's good. And boom fagalanga.
Boom fagalanga.
Okay, so that's about the end of the show. Thank you everybody for your questions. It's been great. And this is the first video, so hopefully we'll be able to get it better and better in the future. And it's lovely to have Kate here, lovely co-host. I don't know what she's been doing while I've been recording. So, yeah, I've been too busy reading the phone. So, as we say, don't forget to delete your browser history. And boom fakalanga. Boom fakalanga?
Boom fagalanga.
Boom fakalanga.
Boom fagalanga.